Let's send post-delivery NPS invitations via Klaviyo Flow. So we already integrated Omniconvert Explore with Omniconvert Reveal, and we have the survey, the post-delivery NPS survey ready, and it's also already available in the NPS settings. And we can see the post-delivery NPS ID. What we need to do now is go through all the NPS settings, and we're going to do that very fast. The invitation timeout for sending in days, by default we have it on 4. This is the number of days after which an invitation will not be sent anymore if it hasn't been sent already. And after this we have the timeout for responding in days. By default we have it set for 10 days, but keep in mind if in your flow you're gonna have a split that's gonna end up having customers receiving invitations let's say 20 days after they were generated, then you're gonna need to increase this time in here and just give them time to respond to the survey after you know they receive it. The capping section refers to the number of invitations that are going to be sent for customers that are having several orders in a specific time frame. And if you enable this, a customer would only receive one invitation, regardless of how many orders they placed during the time frame selected in here, which is, pay attention, in hours, and for the priciest order that they placed. You can select, if you'd like, in this time frame, for the order to be the first, the last, the cheapest, with the least or most products. Then we need to decide on which of our web pages the customer should have the pop-up with the survey displayed, and that's the page they're gonna remain on after they complete the survey. So I'm gonna just paste in here the home page. The survey IDs are already filled in. Invitation delay interval in hours. This is very important, and as we're gonna create a flow in Klaviyo, we have two different options in here. Either we decide on the delay interval in here, or we do it in Klaviyo, in the flow. The delay refers to the delay for the invitation to be generated after the order has been marked as fulfilled in Shopify. Now we all know marked as fulfilled in Shopify means the order is just out for delivery. So you should keep in mind how long does it take for your customers to receive this order. Now the best part about being able to send the invitations now via Flow is that you could do a split in Klaviyo, and you could have those invitations sent out depending on the customer's region. For example, if you have this information in Shopify, and you could have those invitations sent after, I don't know, 5 days if the customer is in your region, or 15 days if it's in a different region. If you'd like to have control from Reveal though, you can select in here the time delay in hours, and you can just, I don't know, select, let's say 170 hours. This is the delay from the moment Shopify marks the order as fulfilled until Reveal will let Klaviyo know this customer should be receiving an invitation. So the event was triggered for them. Sending contact email is the email address that you need to put in here first to do a test, and that's going to be the email address where you're going to be receiving any errors related to the sending of the NPS, and every day you will also be receiving test NPS. So I'm going to put my email address. Sending provider, Klaviyo. If you haven't integrated Klaviyo yet, you need to do so, and for this you can watch our tutorial on how to integrate Klaviyo. And the scheduled sending time in here doesn't really matter because you can set that in the Klaviyo flow. We're gonna save all this. We're gonna go to Store Settings, General, NPS Klaviyo Email Settings. Here's where we're gonna select Events, and we're gonna save. We're gonna see a test email through Klaviyo was already triggered, and we're gonna move to Klaviyo now. In Content, Templates, we have the Omniconvert Reveal NPS template generated. You see several for me because I did quite a few tests before. This is a dummy account for testing. So this is how the template looks, and it can be edited in code. If you would like to create your own template with a drag and drop option, we're gonna leave in the comments section a tutorial on how to do that, a link to a tutorial on how to do that. And this is how the email would look. So moving now into creating our flow. We're gonna go to Flows, Create Flow, Create from Scratch. And we're gonna say Post Delivery NPS via flow. I'm just naming it like that because I have quite a few created and I want to know which one is this one. So we're going to select a metric in here as a trigger for the flow, and the metric will be NPS invitation flow trigger. Done. Now I was telling you, you can select the time when the email will be sent, and you can do that by choosing a time delay and setting this delay. If you already chose the delay interval in Reveal, then you would only want to choose the delay up until a certain hour of the day. So we're gonna leave 0 days and delay until a specific time of day, and just choose your time zone. Let's say recipient's local time zone, and I want to do this at 12:30 p.m. Great, I can save that. And then I'm gonna bring my email in here. And I'm gonna configure the content. And this is where I want to include my Omniconvert Reveal NPS template. And that's it. You have to be careful just to edit the subject. And for testing purposes, I recommend switching the smart sending off. In case you'd like to do tests, you would want to receive one email after another until you're sure everything works properly. And what you need to do is just set this live. And all looks good. Set it live from here. Great. I'd like to do a test now. So what I'm going to do is I don't want to wait until a specific time of the day, because that means I'm going to have to wait until tomorrow. So I'm just going to remove this condition so I can enter right away in this flow. Great. Now, since test email was already triggered, I'm going to go and see analytics and see that one email has been delivered. Looking into my email inbox, I can see this test email. So I'm going to click a score, and I'm going to see the same question, the NPS question. How likely is it that you would recommend us to a friend or colleague? The score is already selected, so people don't have to do the same action twice. And I'm gonna go to the next question. How can we improve in the future? This is a test. And I'm gonna send results. And I'm gonna remain on my home page. So it's the page that, if you remember, I selected in the NPS settings for the URL. Don't forget now the last step, going back into Reveal. We're gonna have to go to Store Settings General, NPS Settings. And once you're done with all the settings in Klaviyo, the flow, you're happy with how the email looks, you're happy with the email subject line, you're happy with the survey in Explore, the last step is to enable the NPS sending. So we're just gonna enable this and we're gonna save. And that's it. Happy feedback collecting.